I saw it.
The road starts here in today's doubleheader from Chester, Virginia, right outside Richmond. It's the Kingsmen and Dominion Sports Collective in games 2 and 3 of the Big Prospect Series. Started yesterday, 11-inning thriller. DSC took it in the end by a score of 6-5. We'll talk more about that as the game goes on. But the Kingsmen starting lineup this afternoon: Katie McNeil, Ryan Waters, Owen Beatrice, and Montgomery Hart. Then Izzy Classe, Hudson Entrican, Mason Ritzema in the middle, Anthony Seminara, Tristan Harless, and Ashton Bowes, the bottom three. DSC with Caden Stansel on the mound for the Wolves.
Leading off for Kingsman, the left fielder, Caden McNeil.
Really good starts yesterday from Entrican and Hodges, and we'll see what the starting pitchers have in game number 2 of this 3-game series. McNeil is the leadoff man, was in the 10 spot in yesterday's game, had a base hit and a walk. Gets moved up to the leadoff. Ryan Waters, who led off the game yesterday, is in the 2. Off and running here in Chester with the ball outside, out of the hand of Stansel. McNeil, Waters, then Beatrice due up here in the first for the Kingsmen. 1-0 pitch, and McNeil swings through the fastball. He's a tad late. 1-1 defensively for DSC in the outfield. Klimek, Elrod, and Milan. Unchanged from the starting outfield in yesterday's game. 1-1 pitch, and a foul tip into the glove to make it 1-2. Infield, Bullock, Burr, Walton, and Pennypacker, with Mills doing the catching for Stansel. 1 ball and 2 strikes, a couple of fastballs by McNeil, and he'll dig in with 2 strikes on it. And another foul tip into the glove, strike 3 and 1 out here in the top of the
first. Center fielder, Ryan Waters.
One out for Waters, the center fielder in the ballgame. And he grounds it on the second base side on the first pitch he sees. Walton is up with it, throws to first, and has Ryan Waters for out number 2. 2 quick outs for Caden Stansel. He's thrown 4 strikes in a row here in this first inning.
Second baseman, Owen Beatrice.
So here's Owen Beatrice, gets the nod from the 2-hole to the 3-hole here in game 2 of this series. The Kingsmen had a 2-out base hit in the top of the first in yesterday's game. Beatrice starts with a swinging strike, 0-1. It was Montgomery Hart who had the base hit in the left field. He is on deck in the 4-hole. Stansel coming set at the belt, 0-1 pitch. Fastball low, 1-1. In the bottom of the first, we'll see Nick Gaines, Jackson Milan, and Brady Elrod. First 3 up for DSC against the Alberta native Kason Young on the mound for the Kingsmen today. 1-1 pitch. Beatrice lets it go, 2-1. He'll be watching that low and away breaking ball. It had him a couple of times with 2 strikes in the game yesterday. He'll be hunting the fastball. Now with the count 2-1. Gets a fastball, but it's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Montgomery Hart will hit if the inning continues. And Beatrice going after that one, popped it foul into the screen. It's 3-2. 3-2 for the DSC starting pitcher, trying to get out of the first in order. And he gets the foul tip, strike 3. Second such strikeout in the top of the first. We head to the bottom half. The Kingsmen to the defensive side when we come back here on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
I don't want to eat cold.
Bottom of the first here in Chester, Virginia. Kason Young is on the mound for the Kingsmen, facing off against Nick Gaines to start off the game. Gaines is the extra hitter for DSC, batting 10, as they did yesterday. Kason on the mound looking for another good start. Pitched well against Ray's Collegiate last week at home. First pitch just high for ball 1. Gaines batted leadoff in yesterday's game as well. Now ahead 2-0. Had the single that tied up the game in the top of the 7th, or the bottom of the 7th rather. The Kingsman had DSC to its final strike, and Gaines was able to capitalize and tie the ball game. 2-0. Outside corner strike to make it 2-1. Nick Gaines, Jackson Milan, Brady Elrod, and Mackay Bullock, the first 4 up to the plate for DSC in the first. 2-1. Fly ball center field. Ryan Waters running to his left. He reaches up and makes the grab for out number 1. Outfield for the Kingsmen. There's Ryan Waters in making the play in center field. Katie McNeil is in left to his right, and Hudson Entrican to his left in right field. McNeil, Waters, Entrican left to right in the outfield. Then Classe, Hart, Beatrice, and Seminara along the turf infield, with Mason Ritzma setting up shop for Kason Young. 1 away here in the first. Fastball high starts Milan the same way he did Gaines. Kason Young looking to get the Kingsmen on track here. Dropped a tough first one yesterday. With a win here, could force a rubber match in Game 3. Again, just high of the zone, 2-0. Brady Elrod's on deck. He had the home run to make it 2-1 in yesterday's contest. (2-0 from Young. Outside corner. Deja vu from the first at bat when Nick Gaines flew out. First 2 pitches high, then an outside corner fastball. The only difference being that Milan swung at the 2-0 pitch. See what happens here on the 2-1. Just missed outside, 3-1. Mentioned it again, Elrod is on deck, the center fielder. Milan in the game yesterday went 0 for 4, but he did have a walk. Had a few strikeouts against Kingsman pitching. 3-1 pitch. Just missed, and DSC's first base runner comes on the free pass.
Center fielder, number 15, Brady Elrod.
Talking with Coach Nick Osborne in between games, wants to see the Kingsman pitchers limit the free passes. Issued 7 of them over the course of the 11 innings, which isn't necessarily a bad mark, but some crucial base runners reaching that hurt the Kingsmen in that contest. First pitch to Elrod. Down the heart of the plate for a called strike. It is 0-1.
Go, Brady, get on one. Come on, Brady.
Runner on first. Milan with a good lead, being held on by Seminara, and they throw over. Back safely with the tag from Ann. Sunny day here in Chester, Virginia. Low 50s, but it's supposed to get to 60 by the time we're done. It feels warmer than that. The sun is shining bright. 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Elrod chases the fastball at the letters, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Elrod was 1 for 3 in yesterday's ball game. Reached 3 times, a walk, a hit by pitch, and the home run. He did have a strikeout at the plate as well. Has 2 strikes now. Time called. Really unique situation there. Normally you'll see time called late, and if the pitcher throws, they're throwing home. That time, Young spun and threw to first. The ball ended up in right field, but no harm, no foul, because time was called at the plate. So Milan has to stay put. So still 0-2 is the count. Young slings it home. And a pop-up foul.
Come on, Brady! Still 2 strikes. Wait. Let's go. Work. Go, Brady. Come on. Work, now.
Another 2-strike pitch coming for Casey Young. Runner on the move. A fly ball into shallow left. McNeil has a mile to come in on it. Hearts out into shallow left field and makes the catch from the shortstop position. So 2 quick outs here in the first with the runner on, and Mackay Bullock hitting in the cleanup spot.
Third baseman, number 3, Mackay Bullock.
Bullock, the third baseman for DSC, just as he was yesterday. Made a couple of nice plays on the defensive side, including a diving stop to help throw out Tristan Harless in that ball game. Runner on first, 2 away. First pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Ritzma, and it is 1-0. Another quick throw over to first. Seminara applies the tag. Milan's back in there safely. Young trying to get out of this first inning. In the top of the second, we'll see Hart, Classe, and Entrekin. The pitch. Fastball ripped third base side. Classe has it on a bounce, has to throw 1 hop to first in time to get the third baseman Bullock, who was hustling down the line. We head to the second. 0-0 here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Top of the second sees 4-5-6 up for the Kingsmen, 0-0 here in Virginia. Middle game of 3 between the Kingsmen and the DSC Wolves. And the Wolves getting a big win over the Kingsmen in yesterday's game, 6-5. And with a win in game 2, could wrap up the series. The Kingsmen looking to send it to a game 3. We'll play game 3 regardless, but we'll see where the series score is. First pitch to Montgomery Hart is in there for a strike. He squared to bunt but pulled back. Hart, then Classe, then Entrekin. All three of them had their moments at the plate in game number 1 of this series. Ground ball, chopped first base side, hooking toward the line, and it is fielded in fair territory. The first baseman, Pennypacker, had his foot on the base as he fielded the ball, and Hart is out for the first out of the inning. One of those tricklers that as the batter running down to first, you're hoping to see find a way foul. It just did not that time for Gummy. So Classe's up with 1 away.
Israel Classe.
Izzy Classe had a couple of big base hits in yesterday's game. 3 hits in total, 2 that gave the Kingsmen an offensive boost. Swings and misses there, 0-1. Bases clear, 1 away. Top of the second here in Chester, Virginia. 1-1 as the pitch misses high and away from Caden Stansel. 2027 grad, the right-hander. Trying to get things established here in the second inning. There's a foul ball to make it 1-2.
Here go, Izzy. I got you, buddy. Holy moly, you're quick.
One ball, 2 strikes. What?
1 ball and 2 strikes. A foul ball chopped by Classe to keep his at-bat alive. Hudson Entrekin is on deck in the 6th hole in right field. Entrekin had a couple of base hits, ground balls that got through the infield. They'll be looking to get things moving for the Kingsmen here early on in the contest. 2 strikes to Izzy, and he takes it high again, 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Stanstill's going to step off the mound here.
Oh my gosh. Go to class.
Both teams looking for their first hit of the ball game. A walk in the bottom of the first for DSC. Their only base runner, the Kingsmen, have not had one yet. That curveball or slider, the breaking ball, whichever it was, misses outside. It's 3-2. Full count to the Kingsman third baseman. Made a couple of big plays in the field. Made some bigger plays at the plate. Today's a new day. Here's the payoff pitch from Stansill. And he grounds it to the shortstop. Coming in on it is Burr, who fields, throws to first, stretch in time to get Clase for out number 2.
Good job yesterday.
Thank you. Right fielder, number 23, Hudson and Trekken.
Hudson Entrekin up here with 2 away. Front door breaking ball there to make it 0-1. Officially scored a 5-3 ground out on that last play. With the left-handed hitting Clase up, DSC had a slight shift on, and it was the third baseman making the play in the shortstop position. High for ball number 1. Caden Stansill has retired 5 straight to begin this ball game. Entrekin trying to end that streak. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away here in the top of the second. And Entrekin powers one foul, but it's away for 1-2.
One ball, 2-3.
1-2, 2 away here. The Kingsmen looking for the game's first offense. Stansill looking to get through 2 unscathed. 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit into center. Coming in on it is Elrod, and he makes the catch on the run to end the inning. Good piece off the bat of Entrekin, but it results in an out. We head to the bottom of the second. 0-0 here, Prospect Baseball, the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Leading off for Dominion, the shortstop.
Bottom of the
Number 4,
second,
Gene
DSC
Cook.
and the Kingsmen scoreless here in the Richmond area of Virginia, here in Chester. And a good one so far between Keeson Young and Caden Stansill on the mound. No offense really for either team, and Young will try to keep that streak alive in the bottom of the second. First pitch. In the dirt, called a ball.
Here you go.
It's Burr, Klimek, and Pennypacker here in the bottom of the second. Away from Ritzema on the 1-0 pitch, make it 2-0.
do what? 13 minutes?
Pop foul. 2 balls and a strike.
13 beginning, 13 fall semester, 14.
Max.
136.
2-1 pitch from Kaysen is ripped foul. He hit that one hard, but at the DSC dugout. It's 2-2. So far for Young on the mound, a fly out, a pop out, and a ground out, along with the walk to Milan. Now with 2 strikes on Jude Burr, has a chance for his first K. 2-2. Got him! Change up to get Burr for out number 1. He left it a little bit high, but Burr could not take advantage. And the strikeout gets out number 1 here in the bottom of inning number 2. Owen Klimek to hit next.
Owen Klimek.
Nothing here, bottom 2. 1 out, and Young pitching to the lefty Klimek. First pitch. Popped up, shallow center, coming in on it Waters, and he finds room and makes the catch for out number 2.
There it is.
21 pitches for Kaysen Young so far. He's been efficient through an inning and 2/3.
First baseman for 28, Tyson Pennypacker.
So here comes yesterday's hero. Tyson Pennypacker had the 2-run single to walk things off in the 11th of yesterday's 3-hour and 45-minute game. And that ball lasered into left field. McNeil going back on it at the warning track, and that ball bounces up and over the fence. And Pennypacker continues what has been an excellent series. He has himself a 2-out ground rule double, the first hit of the ball game for either team. So a runner on second, still 2 away, and a chance for Young and the Kingsmen to get out of this second inning without a run if they can get Peyton Mills. Pennypacker in scoring position here in a scoreless tie.
Guy, 5, let's go. 30.
Curveball in there for a called strike. Got it in there at the top of the zone. Young starting off Mills with a called strike. It's 0-1. The infield set to receive with 2 away. Clase, Hart, Beatrice, and Seminara. The pitch home. Fastball outside corner. Called a strike by home plate umpire Dave Cunningham. It is 0-2. Cunningham behind the plate. Shane Phillips at the bases. He was yesterday's home plate umpire. He'll be behind the plate again in game number 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And an 0-2 pitch for Kaysen. Gets the swing in the dirt and the tag to end the inning on the drop third strike. Mills down with Young's second strikeout of the inning, and we head to the third. It's 0-0 here in Virginia on the Kingsman Baseball Network. We've entered the third here in Virginia.
Leading off the third inning from the
And
Kingsman.
it's Mason Ritzma to lead things off, the catcher.
Number 4, Mason Ritzma.
Ritzma digging in. It's Ritz, then Seminara, and Tristan Harless. First pitch. Got the outside corner. Called a strike. Caden Stansel starts his third with the fastball.
Here we go.
In the dirt that time, and it is 1-1. So far, Stansel's gotten all 6 he's faced against the Kingsmen. The bottom 4 of the order will try to change that here in the third. Took a few innings for things to get going in yesterday's game. The first scoring didn't come until the 4th inning. Ritzma thought about going, and the call is that the swing was there. Called it home plate, and it is 1-2. Lefty at the plate makes it a little harder to appeal that down to first. So the home plate umpire took charge. It's 1-2 now with nobody out. Fastball high, 2-2. Great take from Ritz. 2-2, and Mason Ritzma punches it foul. And another foul ball. This one launched over the left side of the infield and back out of play outside of the sports complex here at Iron Bridge. Seminara on deck, the first baseman for the Kingsmen in the 8-hole. Here comes the 2-strike delivery to Ritzma. And he's called for strike 3. Another strikeout for Stansel, excuse me. That's his third, and there's one gone here in the inning.
First baseman, number 5, Anthony Seminara.
Go ahead.
First pitch to Ant is a slider just away, 1-0. Mentioned it earlier, 3 hours and 45 minutes of game time in yesterday's first game of the series. With the doubleheader, both teams will be hoping that today goes a little bit quicker. That ball high of the zone, 2-0 to Ant. Infield for DSC, once again, Bullock, Burr, Walton, and Pennypacker. Klimek, Elrod, and Milan in the outfield. Peyton Mills sets up shop, 2-0 pitch. Off speed in there for a strike, 2-1. Swinging strike to make it 2-2 here. One away in the top of the third. DSC and the Kingsman Prospect Baseball. The middle game of 5 overall for the KBA this week. 1-1 with the Prospect falling yesterday. Varsity getting the win on Tuesday in Goldsboro. That breaking ball ran inside. Seminara dodging his way out of that one. And the count is full. On deck, Tristan Harless.
3-2.
Payoff from Stansel. Low and away, and the Kingsmen have their first base runner. Seminara walks with 1 out. He stands on first base with Harless striding to home.
Next hitter, number 16, Tristan Harless.
First pitch to Harless. Misses the zone, 1-0. Good battle between Standstill and Kaysen Young. Runner on the move, foul tip strike, throw down on a hop is in time to get Seminara, and there is the second out of the inning.
One ball, one strike. Get in.
One ball, one strike here. Harless digs back in with the bases empty and taps a ground ball foul, bouncing off the fence and into the Kingsman dugout. Just 2 outs here in the top of the third. But with the caught stealing, DSC a chance to get out, facing just 3 hitters again, despite the walk. 2-strike pitch. And that one hit Tristan Harless. Back-to-back base runners here for the Kingsmen. After the Seminara walk, Harless plunked and Ashton Bowes will hit here in the third. Game changer on your phone.
Let's go. You know, Bubba?
First pitch to Bowes. And Ashton pops it up. Shallow left. Coming over to it is Burr. Burr makes the catch as the shortstop to end the inning. Top of the order will come up in the fourth for the Kingsmen, but we head to the bottom of the third. 9-10-1 for DSC when we come back. Bottom of the third here in a scoreless tie in Chester, Virginia. The Kingsmen battling the Wolves of DSC in Game 2 of this 3-game series. I'm Griffin Leonard alongside for the ride here along with you. Thanks for joining us here on this Thursday afternoon in March. First pitch of the inning from Kaysen Young is fouled off. Steele Smith, the leadoff man for DSC, the designated hitter in this one, just as he was yesterday, had a double in his second at-bat of the game. Steele, Walton, then Gaines. And now 0-2 to the changeup. Young ahead and has the hitter in an 0-2 hole. Back to it, gets the swing and a miss, and there's the strikeout for Kingsman Young. Back-to-back change of speeds. And he finds out number 1. That's 3 strikeouts in the outing for Kingsman, who looks locked in as ever here against DSC. It's a good sign to see from the Canadian pitcher. Bottom of the order, Braden Walton. Took a long time for the Kingsmen to find a way to get him out in yesterday's ball game. The ball away. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch before grounding out in his only at-bat of the ball game. Nick Gaines is on deck as the top of the order. 1-0. Missed just in. 2 balls and no strikes. Young will be looking to come back over the plate here behind 2-0. And he does so successfully with the fastball on the low and inside corner. 2-1.
2 balls, one strike. Here we go.
Yesterday, I said
3-1.
Wall.
3-1 pitch. Fastball gets the outside corner to make it 3-2. Full count. Young had the strikeout to start the third, looking for his second hitter in a row. 3-2 pitch. Down the middle, and it's tapped to Clase at third. Izzy throws across the diamond. Scoop by Seminara. He does it again for out number 2 here in the third. So 2 outs here in the third. Nick Gaines is the next to hit. Flew out to begin the first. He's up for the second time. First hitter, either team to come around for a second time. The top of the order waiting in the fourth for the Kingsmen. Goes to the change. Dips it in there, 0-1. Young digging back in on the mound. 0-1 pitch. Goes to the fastball and he hits the zone again. This is looking like vintage Kingsman Young out on the mound right now. He's got Nick Gaines 0-2 here in the bottom of the third. McNeil, Waters, and Beatrice to come in the fourth as Kingsman tries to close up shop in the third frame. Outside 1-2.
Here we go, Nick.
1-2 in the dirt, and the count is even. If we see another hitter here in inning number 3, it'll be Jackson Milan, the right fielder who walked his first time, one of 2 base runners that DSC had their first time through the order. Both teams 2 base runners the first time through. 2-strike pitch. Tapped shortstop side, but Young cuts it off. Kingsman Young with all day, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. We head to the fourth, scoreless here in Virginia. The Kingsmen back to the plate when we come back. Prospect Baseball here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Top of the order for the Kingsmen here in the fourth. Griffin Leonard here with you for Kingsman and Dominion Sports Collective Prospect Baseball here on the ABA Conference slate. 6-5, DSC took game 1 in 11 innings. Kingsman looking to answer the call here in game number 2. Caden McNeil starts off the fourth by taking a ball upstairs, thrown by Caden Stansel. Has been good through 3. Kingsman without a hit, but he did walk and then hit a Kingsman hitter back-to-back in the third. 1 out. McNeil off the handle, foul, 1-1. It was 0-0 at this point in yesterday's game. The Kingsmen scored the first run of the ball game in the top of the fourth. 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit high in the air to left field. Going back on it is Elrod, looking up, and that ball is gone. Caden McNeil sends it out of town here in the fourth inning. His first home run of the spring, and he sends it over the tall center field fence. It's 1-0.
Center fielder, number 10, Ryan Waters.
1-0 in style. The Kingsmen with their first home run of the series. And now Ryan Waters takes a ball. See how Caden Stansel responds after giving up the big fly. He fires in a fastball for a strike to make it 1-1. So the Kingsmen have a run in the fourth for the second game in a row. See if they can add to it. Slight shift on against the left-handed hitting Waters. A lot of space on the left side of the infield. And Waters, maybe thinking the same thing, started to square but pulled back once he saw the spin. And it's 1-2. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. In there for a called strike, so it was 1-2. And Waters goes down looking for out number 1.
Second baseman, number 42, Owen Beatrice.
Outside corner curveball, excuse me. Breaking ball sits in there to make it 0-1 against Beatrice, who struck out to end the first. Beatrice digging in for the second time, takes another spinner in there for strike number 2. Hard on deck for the Kingsmen, up 1-0 after the McNeil home run. It's probably the slowest we've seen Caden run the bases this season. 0-2, 3-pitch strikeout. Beatrice down with the bat on his shoulder, 2 away.
Shortstop, number 12, Montgomery Hart.
You want to post it on the YouTube?
That's not how it works. Ball inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Montgomery Hart hit that tapper to the first base side, stayed fair for Tyson Pennypacker. Started off the second inning of this ball game. Hart takes low. In the bottom of the fourth for DSC, it'll be 2-3-4, Milan, Elrod, and Bullock. Due up for the Wolves, chasing a deficit in the fourth for the second time in a row. Hart hits it high in the air down the left field line, hooking into the corner, long run, not going to get there. That ball into the very far left-hand corner of the stadium. Klimek chases, Hart motors all the way to third, and he's got a 3-ball here in the 4th inning.
Take it off, Kane. Get out of here.
Hit perfectly down the left-hand side of the field, opposite hand side for Montgomery Hart, and he has himself a 2-out triple. Second hit of the game, second extra base hit of this inning. And here is Clase to try to get him to the plate. 1-0 here with 2 outs in the 4th. First pitch ball from Stansel. No bullpen action for either team quite yet. Letting their starters work here as we near the midway point of the ball game. Hart 90 feet away from the Kingsmen's second run. The 1-0 pitch. Tapped and dropped by the pitcher. Stansel picks it up, throws to first. Out is the call to get Clase and salvage the inning. So 1-0, we head to the bottom of the 4th. Kingsman strike with Katie McNeil's big shot. We'll be right back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the 4th, it's a 1-run game here in Chester, Virginia. The Kingsmen with a solo home run for Katie McNeil has given them the lead. And DSC out for the 4th. First pitch from Kason Young. Sits in there at the top of the zone, got the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Facing Jackson Milan for the second time, excuse me. Walked his first time, stranded at first in the opening inning of the game. That one popped foul, and 2 strikes. Kason Young working quickly to Milan. Two-strike pitch. Just south of the knees and a ball. Young working to Milan, Elrod, and Bullock here in the 4th. Another 2-strike pitch here for Young. Ground ball right side, and it is through into right field. Good part of the infield to poke that one into for Milan. And the Kingsmen will now be battling with the tying run on base here in the 4th with nobody out.
Center fielder.
In yesterday's contest, DSC scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th to respond after the Kingsmen had their first run of the game. It was a walk by Jackson Milan, who's on first, and then this guy came to the plate with nobody out and hit a 2-run home run to center field. See what he does in essentially the same exact spot one day later. Young out of the stretch. Milan off first with Seminara holding him on. First pitch. Breaking ball in there, 0-1. Looked like Elrod was hunting a fastball. He popped out to shortstop his first time. Hart had ranged into shallow left to secure that catch. Deep breath from Young. He fires home. Low and in, 1-1. Elrod, then Bullock and Burr in the fourth for DSC. Quick throw over to first. Seminara has the ball at first base. Looked like he feinted a wild throw into right to see if the runner in Milan would jump up and take a step off the base, but he did not. 1-0 ball game here in the fourth. Kason Young working to Elrod, and he beats him with the changeup that time. Strike number 2.
1 ball, 3 strikes. Maybe 2 strikes. Let's go.
Infield set to turn a couple. Classe is back behind the third base bag. Here with 2 strikes to Elrod. The pitch. Fastball low. 2-2. Young staring down first, now comes set at the belt. Throws over to first and hit it off the runner, but it stays in the field of play. It doesn't bounce into foul territory. And that saved the Kingsmen a base defensively. Two strikes, Young to Elrod. Breaking ball chopped toward the DSC dugout, and the battle continues.
Give me some more, Rod. Deep breath, let's go, B. Anything close, right here. Ready? Let's go, Brady. One more, B. One more. Fight. Go, Rod, man. Go, Brady.
Throw down to second. Seminara, the tag. Stolen base for Jackson Milan. 3-2. So the force is gone at first base. Now Milan in scoring position. 3-2. Elrod making Kason work here with nobody out. The pitch. And he got him to chase the breaking ball downstairs. Strikeout as Elrod down for out number 1. Bullock to hit following the strikeout.
Third baseman, number 3, Mackay Bullock.
That was pitch number 51 for Kason Young on the strikeout. And scratch that. That was even number 50. This next one will be 51 for the Canadian. Time called by Mackay Bullock. He grounded out third base to first to end the first inning. Ground ball again, third base side, this time foul of the line, and it's 0-1.
Here we go, Warren. Watch your back. Down to one baseball, guys. Up down to one. Play.
There's a high fly ball to left field. McNeil chasing it into the corner, and it is off of the wall. McNeil fields it off of the fence, throwing it into Montgomery Hart. It's an RBI double for Mackay Bullock, and the game is tied. He ripped that one into the corner. DSC finding some production to answer the Kingsmen in the fourth, just as they did yesterday. All even at one apiece here in Virginia. Bullock's first hit of the series. Reached on an error in yesterday's game. He'll like that one a tad more. Hard hit double down the line. Sees us at 1-1. Jude Burr next to hit. And that one ran inside and hit Burr to put runners on second and first. Things getting a little dicey here in the fourth. Owen Clement will hit next, the left fielder.
Number 24, Owen.
And Coach Joe Hudak going to walk out and have a chat with Kaysen Young before another pitch is thrown. We'll step aside. 1-1. The battle continues when we come back. Bottom of the fourth continues here, 1-1. An RBI double from Mackay Bullock has tied this game. He stands on second. Jude Burr was hit by a pitch. He's on first. And here's the first pitch coming to Owen Clement. Got the outside corner, 0-1. A battle between two of the top teams in the ABA Prospect Division. Both of these teams far and away from the bubble come tournament time at the end of the year. Runners on the move. Just missed outside. Throw down to third. Off of the base runner and into the dugout. Unlucky bounce for the Kingsmen defensively. And the run comes in to score. So one away, runner on third. The infield is going to come in. The count 1-1. Batter steps out of the box. Officially on that last play, a double stolen base for Bullock and Burr. And then the error, the bad bounce off of the base runner and into the dugout, allowing that run to score. DSC has 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. Squaring high on the pitch, 2-1. Safety squeeze on from DSC.
Two balls, 1 strike.
Two balls and a strike. Infield in for the Kingsmen. Outfield back early on in this ball game. 2-1 pitch. They do square again, and the ball is popped foul off of the bat of Klimek, 2-2.
Thank you, man.
Gotta get it done now.
Look, yeah, well, I want to really get in.
On the way home, baby. Let's battle. Let's go.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The Kingsmen would love to get this out while keeping that runner on third. Young in the ball game with 4 strikeouts already, all swinging. Pitching to Klimek here. 2-2. Got him for number 5. A big second out here in the inning.
Another changeup.
Correction, first baseman, number 28, Tyson Pennypacker.
Let's go.
Pennypacker had the double his first time up with 2 away and a man on third. And he lines the ball in the left field. He's got another base hit. Burr scores from third to make it 3-1. Tyson Pennypacker is having himself a series. Had the walk-off in yesterday's game, and now he's 2 for 2. Some bullpen action for the Kingsmen. And Harris Clark getting warm again. He finished off the day on the mound yesterday for the Kingsmen, coming in for Tristan Harless. He ended up surrendering DSC's winning runs in that 11th inning. Looks like he's planning to come in again to relieve Kason Young. He only threw about 10 pitches in that game, back end of yesterday's single game. Runner on first, 2 outs now for Peyton Mills, who struck out his first time in the second. Young steps off, will reset. Hit foul hard for strike number 1. That one punched foul by Mills. 8-hitter in the order. Kingsman set to bring Entrican, Ritzma, and Seminara to the plate in the 5th, chasing a 2-run deficit. After the foul ball, Young misses outside.
One ball, 1 strike.
Quick throw over to first, back standing up goes Pennypacker. Ground ball to the left, foul for strike number 2.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Chance for Kason Young to get out of the 4th. It's been a good start for him despite the hits here in inning number 4. He comes set, trying to get the Kingsmen out of the inning. Pitches to the plate, misses just off the plate, 2-2. Mills at the plate. If the inning continues, Steele Smith, the designated hitter, would hit for time number 2. 7th hitter of the inning for DSC, a big response to the Kingsmen's first run. Gets the called strike 3 on the changeup. He goes back to it and has his 6th of the game. We head to the 5th. 3 runs to answer the Kingsmen's first 3-1 is the score. We head to the 5th inning here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Here in the 5th inning, the Kingsmen looking for a response. It's Entrekin, then Ritzma and Seminara. There's a conference on the mound right now between Caden Stansel and the coach and the home plate umpire, Dave Cunningham. They're pointing out to left for something, maybe sunglasses or something to that effect. Stansel looks okay to continue to pitch. He threw a couple of pitches to the backstop, warming up in this inning. And the initial thought was maybe there's some sort of injury concern, but he appears to be okay. He's going to pitch to start this 5th.
For Kingsman.
Fingers are
Right
slippery. He needs a
fielder,
rosin bag.
number 23, Hudson.
There's the word from Dave Cunningham behind home plate. Tracking down a rosin bag here as we start the 5th. Hudson Entrekin flew out in the 2nd inning. He's trying to get on and start this 5th for the Kingsmen. Watches strike number 1 on the outside half of the zone. Stansel threw 4. Just the 2 hits, but they've been big hits. Home run and a triple. There's a strike taken, 0-2. Slider catching the zone. Entrekin started the swing but held it back. It was in the zone anyway. The important thing for DSC in the top of the 4th was after that triple from Hart, they were able to get out of the inning without that second run coming in, 0-2. That one, nothing but net as it hit the backstop.
They brought the rosin bag on. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 5th. 3-1 ball game. The pitch. Entrekin takes low and the count is even. Hudson had 2 hits in the cleanup spot in yesterday's ball game. He also had a walk to go along with a couple of singles. 2-2, trying to be a good leadoff for the Kingsmen here. And he taps it to the third base side. Bullock up with it. From the hot corner to first in time for out number 1.
The catcher, number 4, Mason Ritzma.
So here is the catcher, one away, batting for the second time. The left-hander trying to get things going for the Kingsmen, down by 2 runs. Bullpen action on both sides. High for ball 1. The Kingsmen have brought in Bernie and Harris, who are down in the bullpen. We'll see if Harris Clark does indeed come out to start the 5th. There's a man throwing down the third base line for DSC as we stand. Ritzma takes again another ball.
Hey, reset, baby, reset. Keep up.
2-0. Ritzma takes low for another ball. Had a big hit in the game yesterday. That 6th inning, he had that 2-run double to right field to give the Kingsmen the lead back. See if he has the green light here. 3-0 pitch. 4-pitch walk. Ritzma's on with 1 away here in the 5th inning.
First baseman, number 5, Anthony Seminary.
Time is out.
Time called. Charlie Mangum coming to the mound. See if that means the day is done for Stansel. 4 1/3. As we're here with 1 out in the 5th inning, 3-1 ball game as we stand. The Kingsmen with the tying run at the plate for Anthony Seminara. Then Harless, then Bose, the bottom of the order for the Kingsmen today. Coach walks off the mound. Stansel still standing tall up top. So it looks like he will resume action here in the 5th. Coach Joe Hudak had walked over to Dave Cunningham and had a word for him. Now the two managers getting together with the home plate umpire. As that conclusion, or that conference concludes, it looks like we're going to have a courtesy run. Dino Catani going to run for the catcher, Mason Ritzma, here with 1 away.
Hey, we got 1 out. Here we go. Hey.
Run on first, and a quick throw over. Catani back safely. Somewhat common to see a shift left-hand side, or with the left-handed hitter on the right-hand side of the infield. The second baseman for DSC is almost behind second base. Massive gap over there on the second base side. Seminara trying to do a job here for the Kingsmen. Catani on first, 1 away. A couple of pickoffs. Now they come to the plate, and it's high and tight on Tony for ball number 1.
Go ahead.
I think that's the closest I've had to an analyst here this season on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Good healthy banter here in the top of the 5th inning. 1-0. Inside again. Seminara getting the belt out of the way. 2-0. Harless on to hit next, then Bose. Seminara walked his first time. Harless was hit by a pitch. See if they can find some similar production here against Stansel in his 5th inning of work. Hitters count. Seminara sends one to left field. Going back on it is Klimek. He looks up. It's gone. Tie ball game in Chester. And it's a day of firsts. First McNeil, then Seminara sends his first home run out of the ballpark in the spring ABA season.
Get up, get up, get up.
3-3 ball game here in Chester. Second home run of the day for the Kingsmen, showing off their offensive ability.
Tristan Harless.
That one stood no chance in left field. So here's Tristan Harless. And he sends one into the right field corner. Chasing it is Milan. It's playable. And he makes the catch in fair territory for out number 2. Harless gave it a decent ride, but he got under it. And the fly out brings out number 2 here for the inning. Here's Ashton Bowes.
The designated hitter, number 32, Ashton Bowes.
First pitch away for ball 1. That ball popped up in the air by Bowes. The catcher chasing, running out of room, is that one well fouled.
Let's go, Ash.
3-3 here in Virginia. Bowes trying to keep this 5th inning going against Stansell. Takes it high. Top of the order looming for the Kingsmen if Bowes can get on and extend the 5th. Meanwhile, the bottom of the 5th, we'll see Smith, Walton, and Gaines come back around as DSC about to bring the top of the order around for the 3rd time. 2-1 is the count to Ashton Bowes. The Raleigh native stands back in. And he sits on a breaking ball, tapping it foul, 2-2. Two strikes to Ashton Bowes, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3 to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Anthony Seminara shoots one out of the park. It's 3-3 here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Kingsman Young back on the mound, delivers a first pitch changeup on the outside corner. Smith was ahead of it on the swing, and it's 0-1. He started the third inning. His first at-bat ended in a strikeout. Now he leads off the fifth. Young downstairs. We are all tied up here in Chester, Virginia. The Kingsmen relying on the big fly today. And it is flown. Back to the changeup, and again he hits that outside spot. Absolutely, it's been his best pitch today. We've seen strikeout after strikeout. And some really good pitch location. 1-2. To the fastball he goes. It's drilled into right center field. Chasing it is Entrikin, and that ball is gone. Leadoff home run here in the bottom of the fifth for Steele Smith. And it's 4-3. Hung the fastball at the top of the zone, and Smith didn't miss it. 4-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. It's Braden Walton next.
Second baseman, number 22, Braden Walton.
Kingsmen have the bullpen ramped up again, and DSC hustling a catcher out to the left side at the same exact time. Young, first pitch fastball high to Braden Walton, got him to ground out with one out in the third. Last hitter in the DSC order, then the top of the order for the third time.
Let's go.
And that one ran in and hit Braden Walton. Man on first and nobody out. Top of the order coming up for DSC. Here comes Coach Joe Hudak to talk with Kingsman Young. That will do it for Kingsman. 4 really, really good innings on the mound for Kingsman Young. Roughed up a little bit with big hits in his last 2, but a really good day out on the mound for the right-hand starter. 6 strikeouts. We'll give you his final line when it's finalized, and we'll step aside as a new pitcher set to come in. Harris Clark on the mound when we come back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Top of the order for Harris Clark battling against the Kingsmen here. And squaring to bunt, pulling it back. The ball is off the glove of Ritzma. 1-0. It's high. Clark 1-0, squaring to bunt again. Gaines pulls back, and it is 2-0. Oh for 2 today for Nick Gaines, the extra hitter at the top of the order, scoring very early now. Classe now the ball to the backstop. Classe was way in for the bunt. No bunt, 3-0. Walton to second on the wild pitch.
One guy on deck, guys. One guy on deck. Baseball for 2. Get in the dugout, Brady.
Here's Clark looking to get things started here. 3-0 against Gaines. Milan is on deck. And a 4-pitch walk. Second and first with nobody out. DSC looking for a big inning here, up 1 run. The leadoff home run, then a hit by pitch and a walk. Bottom of the order production now has turned it over to the top. And the Wolves looking for offense. Second and first, nobody out. That bunt down. Clark will throw to first in time, and the sack does the job. Looks like there may have been a chance to go to third, but it would have been very, very close. Given the situation, the Kingsmen electing just to settle for the out.
Center fielder, number 15, Brady Elrod.
So a 1-run ball game. First base is unoccupied. The Kingsmen going to bring at least the opposite field side of the infield in against Brady Elrod. Clark out of the windup, first pitch. Drops in the breaking ball, but it's just high. 1-0.
Big point right here.
1-0 pitch. Fastball. Didn't get it that time either. It's 2-0.
Let's go, Brady.
3-hole up for Brady Elrod. 0 for 2 today. A pop out and a strikeout. 2-0 pitch. That breaking ball fought off by Elrod. 2-1. Classe and Hart are back in their normal positions. Beatrice Seminara up on the green line. 2-1. Fastball bounced right back at me and at our camera. Everything looks all right. 2-2.
Bounce it.
Two balls and 2 strikes. A big pitch coming for Clark against Elrod. Fastball off the plate. 3-2. Mackay Bullock is up next. He had a double and came around to score in the 4th inning. And Clark trying to get Elrod before he has to face Mackay Bullock. Full count pitch. Here it is from Harris Clark. And he bounced the breaking ball, a walk to load the bases.
Third baseman,
4-3 here in Chester, Virginia. A couple more outs to get the Kingsmen out of this 5th. A couple more innings for them to try to salvage this second game. The offense has been a little more alive. DSC has been there to counter every punch to this point in the ball game. Time called by the hitter. There's a ground ball, third base side, called foul at the plate. Home plate umpire David Cunningham saying that the ball was fouled off of the left foot of Mekhi Bullock, so time called before the ball even got a chance to roll down the line.
Let's go, three, I'm back! I'm back!
That pitch grounded, third base side of the infield. Hart off of his glove and into center. One run scores. They throw to second, and the call is safe. One run comes in on the infield hit. But the runner coming around third, that was Nick Gaines. He actually tripped and fell after hitting that third base bag, and that cost DSC a run.
Number 4,
See if they have another chance to knock it in. 5-3 is the score here in Game 2 of this series. Clark working with the bases loaded. The Kingsmen looking for another ground ball like that one to try to get him out of this inning. Breaking ball in there, 0-1.
Everybody better, Jude. Up the slope, baby. Hammer it down.
0-1 for Harris. Fastball poked into shallow right, coming in on it and falling down in front. That pitch, base hit. Entrican unable to get there, and another run comes in for DSC. A bloop single makes it 6-3. Back-to-back 3 spots here for the home Wolves.
Two strikes from the first pitch.
left fielder, number 24, Owen Clement.
Harris Clark has gotten weak contact since coming into the ball game, but has not been rewarded for it. Here's Clement. High and away, ball 1.
Let's go. Not too early. Come on, let's go. There you go.
In there to even the count.
You're fine. Hey, hey, hey. Make sure you check the run on third. Come on,
Inside, it got away and it bounced, pinballing around the backstop. A run comes in on the wild pitch.
Backstop, hit below to the backstop.
Seven to 3. Second and third with 1 out. The full infield comes in now. Clark's pitch. Missed. 3 balls and a strike. Kingsman trying to end this 5th inning. Top of the order coming back around. They'll need some production. Chopper, second base side. Beatrice will have to go to first. And another run comes in. Mekhi Bullock scores.
Oh, and you're good. Let's go.
Klimek gets an RBI on the ground out. 2 away here in the 5th.
First baseman, number 28, Tyson Pennypacker.
So here's Pennypacker. A big week for him, a big day. A double and a single. Has a runner on third, 2 outs. Clark trying to end this 5th inning. Hit in the air to right field. Entrican. It was right at him for out number 3. big inning for the Wolves of DSC. They score 5. It's 8-3 here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Into the 6th here in Virginia, the Kingsmen needed a comeback. Caden McNeil, a good face to turn to start that off. Had the home run to center field his last time up. That led off the 4th inning. We'll see what he can do to lead off the 6th. DSC's offense broke alive in the last 2 innings to answer the Kingsmen's runs. No runs through 3. The Kingsmen had 1 in the 4th, answered by 3 by the Wolves. Then when the Kingsmen tied it in the top of the 5th, it was 5 in the 5th for the home team. So 8-3 as we go into the 6th. Out of the windup, first pitch. And it's inside. New arm on the mound, Bryce Crines. Saw him very briefly in game 1 of the series in relief of the starting pitcher, Will Hodges. One ball and no strikes. McNeil digs in. Takes a fastball down the heart of the plate, 1-1. Even count to McNeil after the fastball found the zone. Into the windup, here goes Crines. And he missed just out, 2-1. McNeil, Waters, then Hart. Now 3-1. It's actually McNeil, Waters, and Beatrice, then Montgomery Hart. 3-1 pitch. And high. The new pitcher coming in, giving the Kingsmen a little bit of a break early on. It's a leadoff walk. The first hitter, Bryce Crines.
Center fielder number 10, Ryan.
And Crines will be trying to get back to work here against Ryan Waters with a runner on first and nobody out.
Very so fast.
Waters dragged, but got it down foul. 0-1.
That's the fastest. We have Will Yao who runs the 6.
Ryan Waters digging in. The pitch from Crines is low and in. Got the benefit of hitting the right foot of our home plate umpire. May have saved 90 feet as McNeil would have been on the move had that gone to the backstop. DSC, big fans of Dave Cunningham right now. As Crines gets set on the mound. 1-1 pitch coming in, and a throw over to first. Waters trying to get started. And he hits a high fly ball foul out of play left side. One and two to Ryan Waters. Owen Beatrice is the next hitter for the Kingsmen. And another throw over to first. Crines checking on McNeil, who's back safely.
Right here, kid.
1-2. And that hit Ryan Waters. Another gift for the Kingsmen. This time it comes in the form of a hit by pitch. They have runners on second and first with nobody out for the middle of the meat of their order. Here's Owen Beatrice.
42. Owen Beatrice.
Go, B!
So Crines trying to get himself out of the self-created jam. First pitch to Beatrice is at the knees for a called strike. Owen, a couple of strikeouts here today. It just has not truly come alive yet in this series. We saw him have a base hit in yesterday's game, but haven't seen the full extent of what he can do at the plate. He's trying to show it here. 0-1. And he rips it up the middle. There it is. As McNeil will stop at third, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. How do you do, Owen Beatrice? He singles, and here is Montgomery Hart. 5 innings complete for Stansel. He makes way for Bryce Crines, and the first 3 hitters to the plate reach against the DSC reliever. Here is Montgomery Hart, who hit a triple his last time. First pitch, and Hart takes a strike. Hart confirming the details of the pitch with our home plate umpire as the 0-1 set to be thrown by Crines. Bases juiced for the Kingsmen. Need a few here to respond to a big inning last from DSC. That's low, 1-1. McNeil on third, Waters on second, Beatrice is on first. You have Hart, then Classe and Entrikin. And the potential for a big response for the KBA. Hart grounds it to second. Chance for 2. They go to second for 1. No throw to first. A fielder's choice. And McNeil brings in a run. Make it 8-4.
Yeah, this dude's good, bro. Is he committed anywhere? Is he committed anywhere? No, but he was getting the draft.
Third baseman, number 20, Israel Classe.
Izzy Classe in an 8-4 ball game here, top of the 6th. A couple of groundouts, had a big day yesterday. The switch hitting third baseman up in a 4-run game. Runners on the corners. Classe took a big cut at the first pitch he saw. Slider that he foul tipped into the glove of the catcher Mills.
He's like one of the best ranked players in the
Oh, 1. Outside off the plate, 1-1. There's a slider ripped down the line, but foul. Clase got good barrel on the ball, but he'll have to try to do it again. It's 1-2.
Let's go. You're on it, easy.
One ball, 2 strikes.
2-strike pitch coming. Clase loads up, and the ball was inside. 2-2. Hudson Entrican is on deck in the 6th hole. The Kingsmen have 1 across in the inning. You get the feeling they'll need a few more here if they're to come back in this ball game. The pitch to Izzy, and he hits it foul to keep things rolling at 2-2. Open stance for Clase, the third baseman, trying to do a job here for the Kingsmen. 2-2. And he fouls the pitch off again. Got just enough to stay alive. That one was off the glove. Just a little bit of Mills. Clase with 3 hits in yesterday's game. Hitless so far today, but this could be a big time. 2-2, and he grounds it into the Kingsman baseball dugout. What a quality at bat. What a battle between Clase and Crines here in the 6th inning.
You're easy.
A 4-run lead for DSC, looking to wrap up this 3-game series in game number 2. Clase takes just low. Full count. The Charlotte native recomposing himself as he prepares for the moment. Outside ball 4. And the bases are loaded again. Absolutely marvelous work at the plate by Izzy Clase. So bases loaded, 1 out. The tying run at the plate for Hudson Entrican. And a mound visit coming before a pitch is thrown to Hudson. We'll step aside, be right back here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Back here in the top of the 6th, 8-4 ball game here in Chester, Virginia. Hudson Entrican up with the bases loaded. Crine's first pitch is a slider away, 1-0. Been a back and forth affair here against DSC in game 2 of the series. Another game in today's doubleheader set to begin half an hour after this one concludes. Lots of fun at the ballpark. On tap for you today here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. 1-0 pitch. And Entrican watches it downstairs. 2-0. No swing. It is 2-0. Hitters count for Entrekin. 2-0. And he takes ball 3. Some frustration shown out on the mound from the pitcher Crines. Came in this inning for Caden Stansel, who pitched 5 good innings on the mound for DSC. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way Entrekin, it's 3-1. Crines in the inning, a fielder's choice is only out. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single. 3-1 to Entrekin. And he pops it up, jumping up and not able to get up there. The second baseman Walton. It's into center, and station to station go the Kingsmen. Another run comes in to score. Hudson Entrekin gets it into shallow center. It's 8-5 for Mason Ritzma. The tying run is on base here in the 6th.
Now batting the catcher, number 4, Mason Ritzma.
First pitch coming from Crines. And it's on the outside corner to make it 0-1. Here's the pitch. And he got the outside corner again, 0-2. Crines working quickly to Ritzma. He's out of the windup with the bases loaded. Here's his 0-2 pitch. And it's high for ball 1. So many big moments in this game already. Ritzma looking for one shining moment here in the 6th. 8-5 is the score. Time called by Ritz as he'll reset. Here's the pitch. Outside 2-2. Anthony Seminara is on deck for the Kingsmen. He hit a ball out of the ballpark to deep left field his last time at the plate. 2-2 is the count. Ritzma's worked it to 2-2 after 2 strikes. Here it is. And he taps it to the third base side. They'll go to second for 1, to first in time, around the horn. Bullock, Walton, Pennypacker, and the inning is over. 5-4-3 sends us to the bottom of the 6th. Kingsman grabbed 2. It's a 3-run game here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th here, 8-5. We got a ball game in Virginia, but work to be done for the Kingsmen. Grabbed a couple in the top half, but a double play ended the inning a little bit more prematurely than the Kingsmen would have wanted, but they're back out defensively trying to keep DSC contained. That's a high fly ball to left. McNeil with a nice catch and a long first out off the bat of Peyton Mills. Good piece of the barrel, but nothing to show for it. Here comes Steele Smith, who does have something to show for a barrel. He hit a home run to lead off the 5th inning. First of 5 runs that DSC scored in the last inning. The Kingsmen have not kept DSC off the board entirely since the 3rd. First pitch, high and away, 1-0. There's a fastball over the plate, hit foul. One pitch. Backhand snag, a nice one from Ritzma on the low fastball. Outside, and it's 3-1. And a leadoff walk, or rather a 1-out walk, excuse me. Smith on with 1 away after the fly out. Braden Walton will hit with the man on first. Coach Hudak walking first to home plate to chat with the home plate umpire, now coming out to talk with Harris Clark. If I'm correct, it's not a mound visit?
Just making sure he's all right. No mound visit.
So no mound visit for Coach Hudak. Just making sure the arm's all right for Harris Clark. Of course, it's the 2nd day in a row that he has come in to pitch in relief. The Kingsmen wanting to save some pitchers for game number 3 of this series, if humanly possible. Clark lifts the leg, comes home, drops a slider in there. Throw down to first after the pitch was inside. Back safely goes Steele Smith. Walton is the last hitter, and then the top will come around again for the 4th time. It's also the final hitter that Harris Clark will face before he faces the top of the order again for the 2nd time. He came in with the top of the order due up in the 5th inning. So after Walton's at-bat is over, he will have faced every hitter once. Walton digs in, runner on first, 1 away, 3-run ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. And the breaking ball on the dirt, blocked by Ritzma, and the runner stays put. Clark slides to the plate, dots the inside corner. That's a good one. 2 strikes to Braden Walton.
Brandon?
Looking to get out number 2 here in the 6th inning. Just low with the chase pitch. Taken by Walton. Nick Gaines is on deck. 3-2 is now the count as the third time through the order reaches its conclusion. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Clark shaking off once and now has his sign. And a throw to first. They've got him picked off now. A pickle in between first and second. Hart applies the tag. Smith out on the base paths. Excellent pickoff move from Harris Clark. Gets out number 2 here in the 6th. Bases clear. Still 3-2 is the count. And now the base is empty and a chance to get out of the inning. 3-2. Down the middle, chop to Clase. Izzy Clase with it, throws to first. Seminara has it, and we head to the 7th. The Kingsmen blank the Wolves in the 6th. They're chasing 3 when we come back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. We begin the 7th with a hit by pitch. Seminara heads down to first on the very first pitch of the inning. So Seminara is good to go. Tristan Harless at the plate with a runner on first and nobody out in the game's final regulation inning. After watching the game yesterday, who's to say it is the final inning of the ball game? Kingsmen need 3 to make that a possibility. That hit by pitch is a good start. Defensive change for DSC, a new catcher behind the plate. Crines is still the pitcher for the Wolves, and a strike to Tristan Harless, 0-1. Peyton Mills started the game as the catcher, but now it is Christian Newsome. Caught the game in the 8-hole yesterday for DSC, and now catching the final inning for the home DSC Wolves. 0-1 to Tristan Harless. And he rips it opposite field. It's down into the left field corner, cut off by Klimek. Second and first, nobody out. And the tying run coming up to the plate here in the 7th inning.
Designated hitter, number 32, Ashton Bowes.
Runners on second and first, Ashton Bowes, the designated hitter, on the right side batter's box as the tying run. Crines digging deep here. First pitch. Tried to front door him with the breaking ball. Missed inside. 1-0. Bo's up for the third time, looking for his first hit. Family in attendance. And a big spot for the Roxborough native. The pitch. Outside corner. Top of the order, right around the other side. McNeil is next, then Waters, then Beatrice. The Kingsmen looking for a late rally. 1-1. Bose pokes at first base side. He's got to hustle as they go to second for one. Back to first. The pitcher stretches, and the double play is turned. Second inning in a row with a double play. And they turn it for the first and second outs of the inning. Caden McNeil up with the Kingsmen now down to their final out. It's a good job by Bryce Crines to get off the mound and get over to first. The first baseman, Pennypacker, fielding that ball himself and going to second base. So McNeil will need to reach to keep this one going. First pitch at the knees. DSC looking for back-to-back wins over the Kingsmen. 5-2 in ABA play thus far. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, dipped it in there, 0-2. A strike away for the DSC Wolves here in the middle game of this three-game series. Crines out of the windup. And strikes out Caden McNeil to end the ball game. The Kingsmen unable to rally in the seventh. Two big innings defensively. The difference as they fall 8-5 in game two of the series. Two in a row dropped by the goal in the black. They'll look for a game three win when the series wraps up in about half an hour. We will be back with the final game of the series on the Kingsman Baseball Network. So grab a meal and then head back and join us for game number 3. It's Kingsman Baseball back on the air in a little while. Once again, final score 8-5. I'm Griffin Leonard saying so long. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again for game 3 of the series.